So we did a road trip at the end of August, went up to Prince George. And there, at that time, there was Karen and Greg from Community Futures Quesnel. And Greg joined the team probably middle of August. He had heard about what was going on, and he called me and he said, you know what, Deb, I know we weren't evacuated, but our businesses have been hit hard because of all the road closures. And I said, well, then you need to be part of the team here because we need to figure out how we can also support your area, Greg. So he then joined. And so when we went to the road trip, there was the three of us. We met with Northern Development Initiative Trust. We thought maybe we'd meet with the executive director. He brought in the whole team. So we went in, had lunch, talked about what was going on. And they said, you know, this isn't something we've really never done or don't really have a program for it. And we said, yeah, and there's a lot of things that are happening now that we'd never expected. And we're recognizing with the government changing on July 18th, a huge shift happened in rural BC. And that's one of the things I was quite concerned about also, thinking, okay, we have a new government. So I know that they were getting caught up and trying to go through their different portfolios. And I thought, we can't wait for the province. We don't have time to wait for the province. So we met with them and we sent them a proposal and we were looking at business ambassadors. The reason we looked at business ambassadors was because with our small businesses, just what we were personally going through, we thought, now how is a business going to sit down and complete different applications from programs? Their minds are scattered. They're figuring out what they're going to do. They're trying to figure out how are they going to pay the bills that have come in since the time as we were all evacuated. And they have, of course, still had payroll. And they were living it too. They were evacuated also. They were wondering, okay, what's going to happen to the business? Do I have the right insurance policy in place? All of those things. So they were a mess. I got to tell you, they were an absolute mess because not only their home life, but their livelihood was also affected. So the team at NDIT, I thought, were really understanding. They said, provide us the proposal. So the three of us got together against Greg, Karen, and myself, did a proposal and said, okay, let's number one, we need to get the business ambassadors in place. Okay, so while we were talking with Northern Development Initiative Trust and trying to figure out, okay, so how can this program work? What kind of support will Community Futures need to do to ensure that this can move forward? What were their needs that they needed with regards to their program? I'm going to look at it, the Cariboo-Chilcotin Beetle Action Coalition. They actually called and said, can we come to the table? And we were actually quite shocked. And we went, well, yeah, like we're open to anybody coming to the table. Because they also recognized, like, okay, so where are the businesses going to be after all of this? So they came to the table also with some funding, which really helped us. So then we were able to expand it a little more.